So guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. We are at Glentress today, not been here for a while, and I wanted to do another video, as you'll see on the thumbnail, of testing out the Vitus Mythique again. In the last video I got some great feedback, which is really cool, but I feel like I probably missed a couple of points and there were still unanswered questions for people. So we're at Glentress. If you've never been here, you've never heard of this place, it's got loads of trail centre style stuff, as well as some like what you would call like off-piste style trails. So we're gonna go and ride a variety of stuff, and I want to answer two questions in this video because the things that came up on the last video, and it was one, like how the bike rides at trail centres, and two, questions about sizing. So obviously people are interested in buying one of these bikes. Yeah, maybe I can answer the question in terms of how the bike feels for me, maybe what size I would recommend. So we'll get the bike out and we'll go ride some bikes. Oh my god, get the clip in, Alex. Yo. Whoa, bog. So the bike was like super playful at the trail centre. We were at a ton of different styles of trails there, so that first trail you just saw was like kind of a bit more natural than what you'd expect at a normal trail centre. Bike was super playful, easy to manoeuvre around, even through those crappy looking bogs. Good fun.
So I think we'll just head up the flute and then onto the spooky woods a bit and shit. Maybe not on these actually, but...
So fun on these trails. And then one thing I did notice, which was a big standout thing for me, was when the bike was rolling on the harder surface stuff that you would get at a trail centre, the bike just literally wanted to go. Oh, it's so good. Just trying to pump everything. Trying to catch all the downside, the backsides of things. Way less effort than my big bike down here. Fast section now. Oh my god, it's fast. I'm not even on the brakes, whoa. Yeah. How should we get on the black bit? Oh man. That was a bit sketchy. Oh, so fun. I keep saying this bike reminds me of why I started riding in the first place. Oh, it's so good fun. That's so good.
You can't deny just that's fun. I love trails like that.
Just put a smile on your face.
Yeah, they're not gnarly. There's nothing where you get a speed, you get a sort of bit of flow actually.
Yeah.
It was easy to pedal up to speed as well. So say for example you were coming out of a corner and you wanted to get back up to speed and you put a few cranks in. Sometimes on other bikes it can feel like you are still having to put in quite a lot of effort to get back up to speed. This thing, probably because of the bigger wheels and the harder tyres, got back up to speed really fast. So literally a crank or two and you were back to your normal pace going down the trail.
Oh. Whoa, flat turn. I think I've got a little bit too much pressure in my tyres. Oh. Following street pigeon. Let's get the outside. Yeah.
It was good to have Street Pigeon as well along for the ride. Jamie, he is a big advocate of trail bikes, and he just got his new trail bike, which is a short travel bike similar to the Mythique, and we were both saying exactly the same thing, like both really buzzing how we actually felt on the bike, and yeah, it was just a really good time.
Whoa. I can't believe how dry it is. Oh, I know this trail. Quite chunky with rocks. Oh my god, there's a microwave oven size rock. Oh, nice line, Jamie. I'm gonna go outside. Whoa. Whoa, it's slippy. Washed out. Oh, that wasn't the best line. Christ.
like I said in this video, it kind of reminds me why I started riding in the first place. When I first started riding, we would just go into the woods to play on jumps and just endlessly pushing up and playing on like little features. And this to me was like kind of nostalgia from that, like kind of brought back some really cool feelings. It's a lot different to riding, say, like a big 170, 180 mil enduro style bike.
A wormhole. Oh. This is a fun one. Whoa! That was slippy. Tech climb. Yeah, these things, you can just literally pedal up anything.
Obviously the bike was super easy to get up some of the features at Glentress, nothing too major, but because it had the dropper seat pose, you could just whip it up, pedal up anything in the lower gear. It comes with a 32th front chainring as well, so it's pretty good for pedaling up hills.
Catching him. Oh, big slide then. Caught my front wheel on something. Oh God, my front wheel's slipping. Holy, I think I got too much pressure. Oh.
So we rode a variety of trails at Glentress. I don't really usually go to Glentress, but this was a really fun day. And just to finish this video off with talking a little bit about sizing of bikes. If you're watching this, you might be thinking about getting one of these bikes. For me, I'm riding a large. I'm about 6'1". That's kind of like a good reference point. I feel if I went to an extra large, which is what size I had on the old Mythique, it was way too big. Like there was so much cockpit space, like between my chest and the stem and the handlebars. The bike just felt like it was too much to maneuver around. It was like turning a barge around like turns and stuff. Yes, it probably would be more stable on really fast stuff, but if you ask yourself like where the majority of your riding is done and what type of riding you mostly do, it might not be just flat out stuff like that. If it's more tighter, more nimble technical trails, like a lot of the stuff that we have here in Eleven, you may want to think to get in like a smaller size down bike. I haven't actually tried a medium sized bike. Amanda usually runs medium sized Vitus bikes, and she is, I should probably butcher me if I get this wrong, but I think she's about 5'7", 5'8", maybe a little bit taller than that. She likes a small size bike. Same on the e-bikes, like we both have medium sized e-bikes, so I don't like having a large e-bike, but with this, it would be interesting to try a slightly smaller bike. But for me, I feel the large is a really good balance between enough cockpit room and then the bike being the right size to actually maneuver around. And if anyone's wondering what the geometry is and the reach and stuff like that on the Mythique, I've just got the details on the website now. And obviously you can get the Mythique in the two different sizes with the 130mm rear travel and the 140mm. So that obviously is going to affect the travel on the bike. If you went for a large, the reach would range between 487mm and 482mm on the longer travel bike. In comparison to my large Summit, it is slightly bigger, so it's about 10mm, 11mm bigger, which you can definitely feel. And for me, the large Summit that's kind of like my sweet spot. So there is a little bit more reach there, but you could offset that with a shorter stem or a longer stem if you felt like it was on the short side of things. But that's kind of like my second little video I did on the Mythique, riding at trail centers and talking about sizing of the bike. If you guys have any more questions on these bikes, pop your comments below and I'll get back to you. I actually really do like the bike. It's so fun. It reminds me of why I got started riding in the first place, which I guess a lot of people want that nostalgia or would enjoy that kind of feeling. And some of the people would just like to have a short trail bike that would do everything in the UK. So if they could just have one bike, this would kind of be the one. So I hope this video was useful and fun to watch. See you in the next one.